So let's look in etymological meaning. So we talked about this in the beginning a little bit, pranayama. As I said, some people translate it differently, and here's some examples of that too. The word pranayama has two etymological explanations. Good start. It has been interpreted as a combination of the words prana and ayama. So it's spelled like A-Y-A-M-A. And also it's a combination of the words prana and yama. So start with Y-A-M-A. The word ayama means expanding the dimensions. And that's what this guru says to us. So it's this, the first sense, pranayama means expanding the dimension of prana. The word yama means restrain or control. And I also heard like it's kind of like absorb, but I think it's kind of different types of different translation. So here pranayama refers to the control or restraint of prana. And when we mean restrain, I don't think it's like in a negative, like we get used to restrain something, make it immobile. I think restrain in terms of, okay, prana, you're not going there, you're going there. That's what I mean. Both etymological explanations are able to convey the meaning of pranayama, so they're both legitimate. Prana is the force in constant motion. This is dynamized, the word dynamism, when it's constantly moving, that's what it means. Therefore, if pranayama is understood as prana plus yama, then the only way to control a moving force is by stopping it to the extent of complete cessation. Only then is one able to harness its power. That's another aspect. So like every coin have two sides, you know that. So to be total master of something, and yogis say this through the scripture for everything, you can only consume the meat. Yeah, for example, you can go and catch the fish and eat it if you can, by the will of your prana force and energy, to from these bones recreate it here right now, so it's going to flow back into the ocean. The moment you become the master like that, you have those abilities when you understand, okay, I can consume this fish, so I can recreate it. It's a very interesting concept I met in yoga, and that's what it says here as well. If you look at that, if you can master to stop the heartbeat or you're breathing fully and without, just whatever length of time you need to. Remember this experiment with these yogis and the monkey when there was in a room full of vacuum and he was keep living there by this practice. So these all things coming from that, yeah. So you cannot be full control if I can extend my breath, make it longer or shorter, but I'm not in full control unless I can recreate something from the beginning, from the scratch. Only then is one able to harness its power. This point of complete cessation is Kumbhaka, and that's what we call Kumbhaka when you hold the breath, yeah? Or breath retention, whereby the force of prana is held, restrained, and directed towards a specific purpose. The awakening of Kundalini Shakti in union with the divine is going to happen, yeah? That's what they say, that this Kundalini Shakti started rising, and we call this the union, when two come together. Only might happen when you can take this full control of prana and direct it in particular points. And I talked about this in chakra course as well, and we do some pranayamas for specific chakras. It's one of the important things. I think for every chakra we do some pranayama, and we always use the breath even when we do some meditation techniques for chakras. And that's what you do without control. The moment you start feeling you can move the energy in the body, the breath, or stream of light, sometimes I say. Before that, you kind of like, you cannot do anything. It's like having a pen, but there's no ink in your pen, So that's what it says exactly. Because the ultimate purpose of all the yoga practitioner will be your Kundalini rising, your union, or some called samadhi, or this sort. You will not practice yoga just for yoga. And I know many people practice yoga and they do something on the mat, or even short pranayamas, and they feel this release and clearness in the mind. And they get addicted to this and just keep practicing this. But eventually they just stay in a plateau. They don't progress in their spiritual or everyday's life. So they're just kind of a little bit feeling better, and then they go back into the life and do something and put them back and then again. That's why sometimes you see people who, even yoga teachers who it's okay, it's a weekend, I can drink alcohol or something. And then Monday to Friday I do yoga and catch up. There's no way out of that. You only make it worse. Yeah? However, when pranayama is understood as prana and yama, it refers to a process of stretching, extending, or expanding. And that's what we do all as our universe. We, the human, it's the byproduct of expansion of consciousness in this universe. And you heard from physicists our universe expanding on like uncountable speed. It's crazy. And that's everything that's happening. It's never scratches and starts all over again. It's always evolves. In this context, pranayama is the process by which the internal pranic dimension is expanded, increased, and held, thereby activating the quantum of prana in the body to a high frequency. The scriptures describe 7 ayamas, or planes of individual existence. The first ayama is bhruloka, the gross physical dimension, perceptible to the mind and sense. The second is bhuvaloka, in which one perceives dreams and experiences moments of hallucinations. The third is phaloka, perceived in deep sleep. The consciousness traverses these 3 ayamas in waking, dreaming, and sleeping states. When a child is conceived, prana is created in its physical body and gradually extends the area of control to these 3 fields of human experience, but no further. Normally, human perception is confined to these 3 states, and one is not able to perceive the deeper levels of existence. That's kind of what I say. You reaching this plateau and you stay there. You might not as well ever done yoga. What's the point? Well, there's 3 lokas, and this 3 states. I don't think I need to comment on that. The 4 high dimensions of existence are described symbolically as mahaloka, yanaloka, tapaloka, and satyaloka. The gross prana is incapable of penetrating into these subtle dimensions. And that's what they say about the changing the energy, vibration. Some people very commonly use this again to this spiritual people, and many people use it because they maybe experience this change your vibration. You're in a lower vibration, go in a higher vibration. What they're trying to say is what it's in the text, from gross to subtle. So the pranayama come here. The purpose of pranayama, therefore, is to refine and transform prana into a subtle force and then extend it into the higher lokas or ayamas. When the pranas are awakened beyond the first 3 dimensions, then the real purpose of pranayama is fulfilled. So we use pranayama as this tool to change your vibrations and go to the higher lokas, higher states. Tap to that. And if you look through yoga practice, pranayama basically is in everything. You start practice with standing or sitting, and you do your pranayama, just becoming aware of your breath. It's already the moment you observe your breath, you practice pranayama. Through the asanas, we use the breath to go to the asanas and stuff. And we physically, through the asanas, help to clean the channels. We talk about Nadis, it's in this book as well. Clean these channels where it's like pipes through which the prana is moving around your body. And they kind of within your body, slightly outwards in this prana body, the second body, Koshas, we talked about. And that's where we kind of have these chakras, but they kind of go through all other bodies too. And chakras is like intersections, vortex, where these channels meet and intercept. It's a little bit not as simple, but you can think about this in this stage like that. And then we have bigger channels, we have smaller, we have outwards of our body and so on. And when you start practice yoga for real, not just like as a dream exercise, you start feeling this energy, you feel its temperature, strength, you will feel where it doesn't go through or when it actually does go, and expanding those channels, and you will feel amazing experiences and more to come. There's always only more in yoga. Hari Om.